What's going on, y'all? Industrial Dave is here, and you see the title, Alberta, Canada. I know, super random, but it's not. Yo, Alberta is a hidden gem, man. If this makes it overseas, man, for the foreigners or, even people out here in the United States, I am telling you, Alberta is a hidden gem for the trades. This is a tradesman's paradise, man. I'm telling you, this province, they thrive and love blue collar workers. Now let me give you a little bit of tour of Alberta, right? So Alberta is a province state, right? In Canada, in mountain time, it is extremely industrial. Everything there is huge, is big, but more importantly, it's called the oil sands. You see my sticker, right? So I love oil and gas. Unlike in America here, where the oil is, pumped out of the ground and out of wells and stuff like that, in Alberta, the oil is in the sand. So you might have heard the term oil sands, maybe, I don't know, sometimes you have or haven't. But Alberta is the land of the oil sands. The oil is literally in the sand, so that's how they extract it. So all the plants are just massive, they're huge. They even have places where you can go to the airport. Out there, the oil refineries have their own terminal, so you can be in the airport and you'll see a sign that says Shell. They're massive, and you can make so much money out there. I'm getting to a few topics of what it's like working out there. Is it worth it, as an American? So number one, sounds funny, but if you got a DUI, forget it. Like the video and move to the next one. I'm serious. Like the video and just scroll to the next one. They are not gonna let you in. Canada has no expungement. They don't care if it was from the 40s, from the 1930s, or 2 days ago. If you got a DUI, you're not getting in. They're gonna turn you around. It is what it is. I really encourage people not to get DUIs, man. That is just one thing in this business that you do not want. It will hinder you. Another thing I like, the sites are so massive that essentially they're all in camps. For example, you don't have to worry about lodging, so you can make so much money. You can make so much money out there because you don't have to stay in a hotel. You can stay in what's called these camps, right? So essentially it's almost like a prison cell where it's a 200 square foot room and all you do is eat, sleep, work, maybe work out, and that's it. But you don't have to pay for it. There's all you can eat. You can eat all the food you want. People complain about the camps, but man, I don't know. I'm a pretty picky eater, and I never had a problem there. Like I said, the best way I can explain it, and I hate to just make it sound like that, but it's like a prison, right? It's like a prison. Of course, you're not in prison, but there's nothing to do. You're going there to make money and work. You're gonna be working 12 and 13 and 14 hours a day. I've kind of done both sides. I've went to Alberta and stayed at a man camp, and I've stayed at a hotel. Now, this last time, I was with a specialty company, and I'll get into that in some other episodes, but I was with a specialty company. And so that means that they put me up, they got me my own hotel, and they got me my own rental car. They flew me out first class and all that stuff. But other times I've went, they flow me out, and what they'll do is they'll fly you out, you go to the airport, and the company will kind of pick you up. They're essentially just kind of responsible for you at this point. So they have to transport you to the camp, right? So you get in a van, just like the movies, they'll have a sign out with your last name, say, "Hey, Johnson, I'm looking for you," or whatever. You go to customs, do all that stuff, and they'll drive you to the job site. Now you check in like a hotel at a camp, but there's essentially there could be anywhere from 50 to 400 people at a campsite, and you get your room. Sometimes you have your own bathroom. You might have to share a bathroom, which is called a Jack and Jill. And everything has a catch. The last time that I went out there and I stayed at a camp, I was making about $5,400 a week. We're working 6 13-hour shifts, so we were getting paid an extra, I think we were getting paid an extra 30 minutes or an extra hour because we were staying so late. And I was only there for 6 weeks. My God, some guys were there for 4 months really working that schedule, you can really run it up fast. You really can. It was a good job. Alberta is a very cold place, and specifically in Alberta, the city that I'm talking about is called Fort Mac, for short, called Fort McMurray. It's Fort McMurray, Alberta. This is the place that has all the oil refineries and all of the power plants and stuff like that, where you will 80% most likely go if you get to go to Alberta. And there it is. Sound of freedom, guys. I wasn't playing. It's everywhere. I live by a base. The F-22s are taking off. Perfect time to record, right? Afterburners. I love it. Anyways, these places where you're going to be staying at, they're not bad. They're not bad. You can make a lot of money because you don't have to pay for nothing now, unless you want to pay for cigarettes or you just have to go to a restaurant. That's going to be on you. But you're gonna make a lot of money there, which brings to my next point. Most of the times you're gonna be working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the whole reason you go out of town, right? You're gonna go to make money. You're not going to work 40 hours a week. So you can do that. And one thing that I was always jealous about whenever I would go to Canada is the Canadians, man. Like, they have the ultimate passport. They have no problems wherever they go, they're just very welcoming, right? So I have one guy. Now, I did skip. This is a very valid point. Let me rephrase this. So this type of work is always seasonal. A fella who I know, he plays it. Oh my God, he has the ultimate playbook. Let me tell you what the Canadians do. So when they work in Alberta, right, they will literally go there. Let's start in the fall. It's fall now. So they will literally go there from September, October, November, and maybe a little bit of December, but around about November is when things wrap up. So they'll stay there for about 3 months, and they'll work 7 days a week, 7 days a week, 6. All these crazy hours, 10s and 13 hours a day and 12 hours a day, and they will just run it up. Mind you, these guys are probably making anywhere from $3,100 a week to, $5,000 a week, right? Even if it is in Canadian, it's still good money. Now, what they do is, again, they're not spending any money. So when they get laid off, they go live somewhere else. They go back home. The guy that I'm talking about, he lives in the Philippines. So what he'll do is he'll work in the wintertime. He'll work all fall so he can avoid the Canadian winter. And he'll go live with his family in the Philippines from December, which is Christmas. He'll spend December, January, February, and then come back in March to work the spring. So he'll come back to Canada in March, April, and May, and a little bit of June. Now he's got the whole summer to spend in the Philippines. You've got June, July, August, another 3 months. So a lot of these guys do this, whether they go live in the Philippines or anywhere else in the world. It's a win-win, but you can make a lot of money like this. And I really wanted to do this episode just to kind of put a bug in your ear about some of the opportunities that you have, that you can do. Now, with you being an American, pretty much the best way to get a chance to do this is, again, I'm gonna say it over and over, is in the union. If you go through an apprenticeship and you're in the union, it's a lot easier to get into the workforce in Alberta. They always need help. They can never, ever get enough help. And if you are in the union, these places in Alberta are going to pick you over the foreigners all the time, because you're just part of the union. It's just the way it is. Most of these unions in America, we have trades with Canada. So you can cross back and forth, without any issues. Now, it's a give and a take with everything, okay? It is what it is. It's cold. I'm just telling you right now, it's cold. It's Canada. It's cold. You better have you gotta be spending some money on some winter clothes. I promise you that. These trades, we work outside, okay? It's cold. It is what it is. It's a give and a take. Now you gotta remember, okay? You gotta have to play your cards, all right? No college degree. No formal education. You can still make $100,000 a year. Why not? It's a give and a take. But You can go out there and work for months at a time and then come back home and enjoy it. Now, I was talking about being an American out there. The best way to get to Alberta is in a union. Have a trade, like being in a pipe fitters union, the Boilermakers union, the carpenters, or just really anything. If you have any type of trade skill in a union, it is going to be very easy to get out there. Minus if you've got that DUI like I talked about, it's not gonna happen. I haven't heard. I remember one time we went, and I went with a group of about 17 people. They flew 3 of them back, like just instantly. Never got in the country. Flew them right back instantly. Turned them around at the gate. They got DUIs. Getting a work permit. When you are in the union halls out there will take care of all this stuff with as far as trying to get a work permit. I say this is very valuable because, again, yeah, it's cold and everything, but you're not going to be spending any money. The hardest thing about saving money is the lodging. Anywhere you go, any type of traveling to work, and even just living, period. The hardest thing is the lodging. You know what I'm saying? Like, even right now, I make decent money, right? But I mean, my apartment's $1,800 a month, right? Just imagine up there if you can make, $8,000 to $12,000 a month with no bills for just 2 months, let alone 3, or you get on a good job 4, like you can come back with some serious cash. There's some really good job opportunities out there. Like I said, I cannot stress this enough. The union is going to give you the best job opportunities out there. Now, you can apply for, just kind of like your regular 9 to 5s that are at the refineries. There's plenty of work there. They don't have enough people to just kind of do these shutdowns. These places are massive. They're just the largest construction sites you have ever seen. They just have they just need so many people to do these crafts, whether they're operators, welders, carpenters, laborers. They just can't get enough help out there. It's so big. What else do we have? Fly in, fly out. Now they've got fly in, fly out jobs. Now, what does that mean? I'll give you an example. I was on a job one time where we were working 14 days on and 7 off. So what that means is they would fly me, at the time I was living in LA, and I would fly from LA to Calgary, and then from Calgary to Fort McMurray, Alberta. And so I would work 14 days straight, and then I'd have 7 days off. So you can do a job like that out there. They have those jobs, and again, you're not paying for your flights, you're not paying for anything. All the money is going in your pockets. So I'm saying this so you can essentially just kind of think about this and say, you know what, like, this ain't such a bad idea, especially if you're broke. Come on now, no brainer. Alberta is such a hidden gem. If you are looking to change your life, you're looking to get away from the States, or just anywhere in general, and especially if you've got the skills to do it. You can literally disappear to Alberta and make a ton of money, man. Like, it's there. Yes, it's very cold, but you need to weigh that out yourself, right? You know what I mean? You'd rather be cold or broke. You know what I'm saying? So you need to figure that out. But I just wanted to kind of give you a few hidden gems about this province, Alberta. When this blows up, I'm saying when it blows up, because it will, right? Hopefully I got some Canadians down there, man. I love you guys. I've never had an issue working out in Alberta. That country has treated me very well. I love the province. Man, Canadians are just some of the most, it's terrible, man. The Canadians are some of the most common sense, loving people you will ever meet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just nice, man. And it really is true, man. Those people are so nice up there. I've never had an issue. I've never had an issue working out there, and I love you guys for it. But again, if this video was helpful, leave a comment, whatever, and you guys have an industrious day. Stay tuned. I got more to come.